Good evening, everyone. Can you see my screen? Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So yesterday we were discussing about the common barriers to successful strategy implementation. There, we had discussed the first one, that is resistance to change. Why people resist change, that we had discussed yesterday. And one of the most important barriers related to implementation of any strategy is resistance to change. That we had discussed in the yesterday's session. Now we will be starting with the remaining points, remaining five factors. Second one is lack of commitment. So when we are talking about strategy implementation, we have to understand that implementing implementing a particular strategy, commitment is required. Commitment means the person who is responsible for execution of a particular strategy has to see to it that he is in control of that strategy implementation right from start till the end. In between, if the person leaves, then we can say that there is lack of commitment. For example, the company has decided that we will be implementing a strategy, and that strategy is related to automated production. And for implementing that strategy related to automated production, company needs automated machines. The strategy is sanctioned by the higher authorities of the company. When the middle management is in the implementing phase, at that particular time, for successful implementation of this strategy, there has to be 100% commitment from the top management. Related to what? Related to making provision for the capital so that new machineries can be purchased, making provision for capital so that the existing employees of the organization can be deputed for a training program so that they can learn how to operate automated machines. Now, for all these things, commitment of higher authority is required, because if the higher authorities delay in releasing the capital for purchase of machines or for sending employees for training so that they can operate these automated machines in an effective manner, then we can say that that could be one of the barrier for successful implementation of the strategy. Or earlier it was decided that 30 people, 30 employees will be deputed for training, and later on company decides that instead of 30, what we are going to do is we will be sending only 10 employees. Now after receiving training, these 10 employees, when they will come back to the organization, they will give training to other 20 people. So earlier the strategy was different, now the strategy has changed. So here we can say that there is lack of commitment on the part of higher authority. If such lack of commitment is there, we cannot expect good result out of that particular strategy. So that is lack of commitment. Next one is poor alignment with organizational structure and culture. Now here two words are used or two terms are being used. One is organizational structure, the other one is organizational culture. Both plays a very important role. When we talk about organizational structure, we need to understand that organizational structure means hierarchy of the organization. So hierarchy needs to be followed. That is what organizational structure means. Hierarchy means that who will be the top commander or the topmost official, who will be the official uh, below that particular general manager or managing director. Suppose senior manager is there, after below senior manager, then who will be there? It could be manager, then deputy manager, assistant manager, executive, and so on. So that type of hierarchy is known as organizational structure. When we are talking about poor alignment between hierarchy or organizational, it means that there is lack of coordination between the different hierarchy or different positions in the organization. And when there is lack of coordination, we cannot expect good results. General manager is not aware what the senior manager is going to do. Manager is not talking to senior manager, he is directly talking to the general manager. Senior manager is not in loop at all. That type of organizational structure cannot deliver good results. So organizational structure is to be aligned. Aligned with what? Aligned with the strategy. Who is going to plan the strategy? Who is going to implement the strategy? Who is going to monitor the strategy, whether we are going in the right direction or not? If all these things are not clear, results cannot be good. For good results, there has to be proper alignment. The general manager is supposed to release or come up with a strategy. Senior manager is the person who is going to monitor whether it is being properly implemented or not. And manager will be the person who will be implementing that strategy on ground in the organization. If things are very clear, then we can expect good results. And if things are not clear related to organizational structure, then we cannot expect good results out of that particular strategy. Next one is organizational culture. Organizational culture means the environment is existing in the organization. That environment should be cordial. That environment should be smooth. That environment should be clean and clear. It means that the organization should have such a culture where the employees in the organization, they enjoy working with each other. Whenever there is a problem, they are aware which is the authority they can go to for solving that particular problem. Where the employees believe that their views, their suggestions are also taken into consideration. That type of organization culture is required in every organization. You cannot run an organization for a longer period of time with dictatorship or authoritative style. That general manager has taken complete control in his hand or her hand, and whatever decision is to be taken is taken single-handedly without asking for any suggestion, any views down the line. General manager feels I'm the highest authority of the organization. I should take the decision. And whenever someone is trying to give the suggestion of that person, general manager is uh, very strongly telling that particular person that I am the general manager, I am sitting here to take decision, not to accept your suggestion. Now such type of culture, if it exists in any of the organization, we cannot say that for a longer period of time this organization is going to be successful. For a smaller period of time, short span of time, sometimes, not always, sometimes the organization may be successful, but that will be for a shorter time, not for a longer duration. Over a longer period of time, the results are going to be bad, worse. So there has to be good alignment between organizational structure and culture. If it is poor, then it will result into barrier to successful strategy implementation. Next one, unrealistic objectives and deadlines. Unrealistic. For the last 3 units, we have been discussing that whenever a strategy is to be framed, then calculations are to be done, analysis is to be done related to facts and figures. On the basis of that analysis, on the basis of that calculation, decisions related to strategy should be taken. That we have been discussing. Now, if why we are discussing, why we are saying that there has to be analysis, there has to be research, there has to be calculation, so that we can decide upon realistic goals, realistic targets, and realistic design deadlines. Unrealistic targets, unrealistic deadlines create barrier for successful implementation of strategy. Now, unrealistic deadline or targets means the organization for the last 3 years is earning profit. Last year, the organization was able to earn a profit of say 50 CR. Before that, the organization achieved the profit of say 40 CR. And before that, the organization could achieve the profit of 35 CR. So profit is on the rise. And while deciding that what should be the target related to profit for the next year, there has to be a research calculation or analysis based on what was the profit last year, last to last year, and then 3 years back. What was the market environment or market condition last year, last to last year, and 3 years back? All these things are to be external factors, internal factors are to be studied, and then a figure is to be finalized. Targets are to be finalized. If with the help of all these analysis, internal factor, external factor, and then the targets are set, we can say that they will be called as realistic targets, because those targets are based on facts and figures. But only depending upon intuition of general manager, if the targets are decided without any calculation, without any analysis, without any research, then that will be called as unrealistic target. While sleeping, general manager saw in his dream that his company is able to achieve 100 crore profit will be able to achieve 100 crore profit next year. And the dream which he saw was between 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. And he is a person who believes that the dreams which we see during early morning, they are going to be true. And only based upon that intuition, or based upon his theory that morning or early morning dreams are always true, he decides that this year we have to achieve the target of 100 CR without any calculation, without any research, without any analysis. That particular thing will always be called as unrealistic target. In that dream, he also saw that we will be able to achieve that target of achieving 100 CR profit in a period of 8 months only. And he sets the target deadline also, that within a period of 8 months, we have to see to it that organization achieves the target of 100 CR. Such unrealistic deadlines, such unrealistic targets, if the organization comes up with, then we can say that it adds to the barrier for implementation of a successful strategy. Next is lack of resources. Now, both physical resources as well as non-physical or human resources, lack of resources includes both. For achieving target, every company needs resources, be it raw material, be it machines, be it the uh, equipment or spare parts of machines, or be it the number of employees required to hired additionally for achieving that goal next year. All these things are included in resources. Lack of resources means company has purchased new machinery. They are having ample stock of the tools and equipment, as well as good quantity and quality of raw material. But when it comes to extra manpower required for operating that machine or using those equipment or tools, the company is lacking in that particular area. If such thing happens, we can say that the company will not be able to achieve the target. Why? Because the company is having lack of resources. So resources doesn't mean that how much money the company is having, how much raw material the company is having, how much machinery the company is having, but it also means how much the company is having human resource available. How many employees are there? If it was decided that 5 new employees will be hired who will be helping the existing employees in operation of machines. If these people are not hired, what will happen? The existing employees will be overburdened. And whenever we are overburdening someone, we are giving excessive work to someone, output is going to be less. Output is going to be of inferior quality. Reason is that there is a concept called burnout. Excessive work or overburden of work will lead to burnout of employees. And burnout, effects of burnout are never good. They are bad only. So quantity wise, production will decrease. Quality wise, the production, the quality also will is going to decline. So that is why it is said that proper resources should be provided. Not only physical resources, but also the non-physical resources are also to be provided. Otherwise, it will termed as lack of resources, and it will add to it will become a barrier to successful strategy implementation. Now, the next one is lack of coordination and communication. Again, a very important point. Company is having Company is having everything. Employees are there, raw material is there, machinery is there, equipment is there, tools are there, everything is there. But just think, if one department is not working in coordination with other departments, there is a communication gap between various departments. Manufacturing department is not working hand in hand with the sales and marketing and sales department. What will happen? They will not be able to deliver good results. So there has to be coordination between all the departments. If there is no coordination between operations and marketing, or operations and sales, how the operations people are going to come to know that how much production is to be produced? They will be able to know that only after the estimates, orders are forwarded by the marketing and sales department to the manufacturing department or operations department. So there has to be a clear communication, transparent communication, and better coordination between various departments. So if there is no coordination, or if there is lack of coordination, then it will add to the barrier. So these were some of the barriers which are said to be the most common barrier for successful implementation of any strategy. Next, then there are other experts who feel that there are other barriers too. Now, four main type of barriers are there. The experts feel these barriers are the vision barrier, then the management barrier, resource barrier, and the people barrier. So we will start with the vision barrier. We all are aware that what is vision and what is mission. In the first unit itself, we have cleared that concept that this is vision and this is mission. Only 5% of the workforce understands the strategy. Vision barrier, vision barrier. So vision of the organization is to be clear from top to the last person working in the organization. Everyone should be aware of that this is the vision of our organization. That should be clear. Normally, various researches have been conducted, and the findings of the researches suggest that only 5% of the workforce understands that vision. So that is again a barrier. So it has to improve. Vision is not something which should remain only with the top management, because they have created that vision. They have designed that vision. So it should remain with the higher authorities only. The organization is not able to achieve the vision if that vision doesn't percolate to the last employee of the organization. It is very important. And that's the reason why the studies have the research, the findings are of the research are very strong, are very negative kind of findings, we can say, where it has been found that 9 out of 10 companies fail to execute a strategy. With the help of that finding, we can understand that what is the success rate of strategic, successful implementation of strategy. 9 out of 10 companies fail to execute or implement strategy. And reason is the vision barrier. Only 5% of the workforce understand the strategy of the organization related to vision. What is our vision? And what are our plans for achieving that vision over a period of time? That most of the employees of the organization, they are not aware of. In many organizations, vision statement and mission statement are the statements which are to be written or posted on the notice board of the organization, which are to be posted on the website of the organization, but not to percolate or not to be uh, communicated to each and every employee of the organization. Everyone should understand the meaning of vision statement in detail. It could be a very simple 4 5 words, a very simple line. What is the meaning of that simple line? Why the company has designed that vision, and how the company is going to achieve that vision over a period of time. In detail, every person working in the organization has to know about that. Then only the person will see to it that yes, we have to do well. Why? Because over a period of time, we have to achieve that vision. So that is very important. So that was related to vision barrier. Next one is management barrier. Now, for management barrier, the findings are 85% of the executive team spend less than 1 hour per month discussing strategy. These are some of the researches conducted by the top experts, and the clients were top companies. So the research says 85% of the executive team, top management, what they are doing is they are spending less than 1 hour per month, not per day, per month in discussing the strategy. So whole day, the complete time of the entire day of the top management goes in what? In doing the day-to-day activity. They are not thinking of coming up with new strategy. Whatever is existing, implement that. When the results are good, there is no change for changing a strategy or coming up with a new strategy, which is not a good sign. Because very soon a day will come when the company will be thrown out from the competition. Every time they have to come up with new strategy, then only they can be at the top of the world. You see which companies are now ruling the world. Those companies which are coming up with some innovative strategies, new strategies, that companies are now at the top of the world. Many examples are there. Why Apple is so successful? Because on the launch of new Apple version, the CEO of the company, when he gives the presentation, he starts his presentation that we have come up with the most advanced product in the field of mobile, the best quality, the best features which you will not find in any other mobile phone in the entire world. So this is how they are coming up. This is how they are projecting their new iPhone. And the reason is why they are highlighting that this is new features we have added. Why they are not sticking to their the that version only. Okay, 16 was doing very well. 16 Pro Max was doing very well. So let's wait for 3 years. Let's wait for 5 years. No need to come up with new strategy, new version, because again, for R&D, we need to invest lakhs and crores of rupees. Not lakhs, but crores of dollars they spend. And the reason is that if we stop changing, if we stop innovating, then in a very short period of time, we can see that the growth will uh, uh, move down slide, or it will show decline. So it is very important that the executive, the top executive, shall discuss the strategy in the meeting for more number of hours. The scenario is different. It should be increased. Next one is resource barrier. 60% of the organization doesn't have, don't link budgets to strategy. For every strategy, we need budget. Without money, we cannot implement strategy. If we are coming up with some new strategy, what we need is, we need budget. Without money, without capital, we cannot implement a strategy. Why? Because for everything we need money. For preparation of strategy, we need money. For why we need money? Because we will be calling top management people in one room. They will be having meetings. For that number of resources they may require, right from pen, paper, pencil, computer, laptop, tea, coffee, snacks, dinner, lunch. So everywhere you need to spend money. Whatever they will be coming up with a strategy. Okay, new machines we need to purchase. Again, money is required. New employees are to be hired. Again, money is required. New employees are to be trained for automated machines. Again, money is required. Better raw material we need to purchase, because automated machines need better raw material, otherwise results will not be good. Again, better raw material is going to cost more. Money is required. So budget is to be sanctioned. And the actual scenario is 60% of the organization don't link budget to strategy. So strategy, you cannot implement strategy in vacuum without any budget. So again, it is one of the barrier to implementation of successful strategy. Last one is people barrier. Only 25% of managers have incentive linked to strategy. Again, it was yesterday, it is today, and it may be tomorrow, that money is regarded as one of the best motivating factors, if not the only motivating factor. Earlier, it was said that money is the only motivating factor. Then psychologists, experts, they came up with the idea that money is not the only motivating factor. There are other motivating factors also. Recognition is one of the motivating factor. Growth opportunity could be another motivating factor. Then the culture of the organization could be another motivating factor. Then the relationship between the management and the employee could be another motivating factor. So they have listed that these are number of motivating factors. Money is not the only. But the fact is that still, even if we say that money is not the only motivating factor, there are other motivating factors too. But the fact is that till today, money is considered as the most important motivating factor. For motivating employees, only recognition, only pat on the back, only giving thumbs up. Yes, very good. You have done a fantastic job. only that line is not going to motivate. Of course, that is going to motivate the employee, but along with that line, thumbs up, you did very well, very good, go ahead. Along with this line, the employee needs something extra also. And that extra is what? More incentive. If I'm doing good, if my manager is giving me pat on my back, it is okay. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm delighted. But at the same time, I also feel when I'm doing so good, I should get more incentive. I should get more money because I'm aware that money is one of the most motivating important factor. And what the most of the companies are doing is that the manager who are responsible for successful implementation of strategy on ground in the organization, they are not linking their salary to performance related bonus or strategy related bonus. That if you are able to implement this particular strategy successfully in the organization is going to give you incentives, and this will be the incentive. It could be promotion, it could be more salary, it could be more bonus, it could be more shares, it could be more incentive, it could be more stocks of the company. So all these things, the provision is not, most of the organizations are not making provision for this, and that's the reason why this adds to or this becomes the barrier for successful implementation of a strategy. So these were the common four barriers which were put forth by various studies conducted by various industrial experts related to barriers for successful execution of these strategies. Now, the next one is Mintzberg 5 P's of strategy. Now, Mintzberg 5P strategy is a strategy development model that examines 5 different perspectives: plan, ploy, pattern, position, perspective to develop a successful business strategy. A sixth perspective has been developed over the years called practice, which was created to help businesses execute their strategy. So Mintzberg came up with a model, and that model he called was the 5P model or 5Ps model, which starts with plan, then it goes down to ploy, it goes down to pattern, then it moves towards position, and then it goes to perspective. So these 5Ps are there. Now, what are these 5Ps in detail? We will be discussing. Now, here you can see. I hope my voice is clear to all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, plan, what is to be done in plan, then ploy, then pattern, position, and perspective. So, plan is strategies that define a concrete plan of action to achieve success. Now, this is what Mintzberg has given these 5 P's for a successful strategy. How you can implement a strategy successfully. So, when we start with plan, plan shall include strategies that define a concrete plan of action to achieve success. So, what plan should include? It should include concrete action that the company is going to take for achieving good results, for achieving the results which the company has earlier calculated while making the strategy. We have seen that when a strategic framework is to be prepared, how a strategic framework is prepared. At that particular time, the strategy is written, how it will be implemented, that is written, what could be the result of implementation of that strategy is again written, so that we can always compare that we had calculated that if we implement this strategy, it is going to give us this result in 1 month, that result in 6 months, and again the highest result in 1 year. So that we can always do the comparison. And that's the reason why it is said that all these things are to be documented, and it is, shall not remain only in oral form, right? So whenever we are making plans, we have to come up with strategies so that we can plan for that these will be the action. Action number one, action number two, action number three, action number four, and so on. Next is next P stands for ploy, strategies that rely on outfoxing, confusing, or disrupting opponents. Now, this is a very important strategy. Ploy, under ploy, is that strategies that rely on outfoxing. Outfoxing means we all are aware that fox is that animal which is very much unpredictable. It can suddenly attack. The attack of fox can be very sudden. It may attack from front, it may attack from back. So predicting attack of a fox is very difficult. And that's why it is written here that it rely on outfoxing. Outfoxing is that where your competitors are unable to predict your strategy. They where the competitors can never think of such strategy. Now, just think about that when Geo entered in the mobile business or telecommunication sector at that particular time, 10, 12 years back, when Geo entered, at that particular time, there were market leaders or the top players in India. We will limit ourselves to India because Jio entered the Indian market. Airtel was there, Idea was there, Uninon was there, Telenor was there, Tata Docomo was there, and many other regional small players were also there. And they were the market leaders. None of the market leader ever thought that a new company will enter in this particular sector by providing providing free internet services to all the people who are going to purchase the SIM of that particular company. Everything is free, and that is called as outfoxing, where you are where you are when you are taking on your competitors, the competitor is unable to predict what will be your next plan, what will be your next strategy. None of the market leader at that particular time, BSNL was also there, None of the market leader or the company had predicted that a new player will come up with this type of strategy, that they will be providing absolute free everything, internet. First time one company has come up in the market, and that the company started giving free internet facility for a period of 3 months. Later on, it was extended out. And now that strategy has given positive result or negative result, we need not, uh, everyone is aware of. There is no doubt that that particular strategy made Jio so successful over a period of very small time. Within a period of 5 years, Jio was the number one telecommunication company in India. And right now, again, it is the market leader. So, your strategy, whenever you are coming up with a strategy, you have to outfox your competitors. Next is rely on outfoxing confusing or disrupting opponents. They have completely disrupted the uh, market. Now we do not see Telenor. Now there is no Uninor. Now there is no Idea. Idea was the market leader along with Airtel. Only now one competitor is there, tough competitor, which is giving, we will not say that it is giving a very tough fight to Geo, but still, if we say that who are the two major players in India in telecommunication, we can say that Geo is number one, number two is Airtel. So that particular strategy, that is the importance of ploy. Ploy means when you are coming up with a strategy, your strategy should confuse everyone. It should disrupt everything. Disruption has taken place. We all are aware that suddenly everyone started doing, going for portability. And before portability came later on, before portability, even if, for example, if I was having uh, the my sim was say Idea, I was having postpaid Idea. It was a corporate scheme. I got that under a corporate scheme. I was using it, but suddenly when I came to know that this particular company has launched, so I got inclined, and I also purchased that GeoSIM because everything was free. Why not go for that particular SIM? And when I used it for 3 months, that speed matters the most. Good speed internet is being provided by the company at free of cost. People got used to it, and then slowly they started selling their plan, increasing the cost of their plan. And now, if we go back, that from where they have started and from where they are now, that now the plan is for example, if we are going for say 84 days, 1.5 GB per day, it costs around 800 rupees something, or maybe more than that, 850 or 60 something. Earlier it was free, and now they are having their the subscribers are in lakhs, and now they are earning money. Earlier, what they had done is investment. Now they are taking out the return. So that is, the entire market was disrupted. Tata had to come out of that particular business, Idea was taken over by Vodafone. Again, Uninor had to close down, Telenor had to close down. So various companies. So that was complete disruption in the market. So that is the meaning of ploy. Then the next one is patterns. Patterns are strategies that emerge from existing methods and replicate success in new areas. Now, this type, the geo, may use this type of strategy in other areas also because they have seen the success. Now they are entering into the drinking water also. They have started. Now, drinking water segment, again, there are many brands are there. Again, to become a market leader in a short span of time, this type of strategy or similar to this strategy or maybe some new strategy they may come up. But one strategy which they have already tried and tested and that strategy has given them good result is the strategy which they implemented at the launch of Geo. Now that they may come up with related for their soft drink brand, for their water brand, or maybe when they will be coming up with a new particular brand or when they will be entering into a new sector also. So that is the meaning of patterns. Once you know that this existing strategy has given you a very good result, then you start thinking that if we are entering into a new sector, you give a thought to that existing strategy that if we implement in that sector also, can we get the similar success there? And if your calculation, if your analysis shows better result, you can replicate, you can implement that strategy in that sector also. Next one is position. Positions, under position, strategies that are about being in the right place with the right people at the right time. That is again very important. F.W. Taylor, more than 100 years ago, around 1920, when he came up with a concept called scientific management, he came up with this line or this principle that right type of person should be selected for the right type of job at the right time. And this will result in the success of the organization, the growth of the organization. Now, same principle is implemented in strategy also. That right strategy should be there. Right people should be selected for implementing the strategy. It should not happen that general manager feels that I am the highest authority, so I should be only implementing that authority, that strategy. If someone junior than general manager is more capable of implementing that strategy implementation shall be given to that particular person. Then we can say that right type of person is selected at the right time also. We should know that which is the right time, and that right time we have to just implement that strategy. So that is very important. So right place, right people, right time indicates the position of strategy in the organization. Next one is, or the last one is perspective. Under perspective, it represents strategies that represent unique viewpoint on the market or prediction of future trend. What will be the future of EV in India? What will be the future of EV in Asia, or what will be the future of EV in the world? The company which is able to predict it rightly, that will be in a driver's seat. That company will be in a driver. That company will be, say, in a position to compete with the top players in the world. So again, predicting future is very important. Why Tesla is so successful? Reason is that that company was the first company which was able to predict the future, that petrol, diesel are going to cost more. And again, over a period of time, this this type of fossil fuel, it will come down, or may not be there. At that particular moment, this electric, so potential is there for electric vehicles. Next thing they predicted is that most of the government will come up with strict environment environmental laws, which will make that if your vehicle has to comply with Euro 1, Euro 2, Euro 3, or various other stages related to pollution control. So that company was able to predict that in the coming years, strict environmental regulations will be there, which will make production of cars very expensive, which will make manufacturing of car difficult. Petrol and diesel, I'm talking about. And they came up with the idea that EV is not harmful to the environment. It is no hazardous gases are released when we are, say, driving EV. So it is helpful or better for the good for the environment. So they were the company which was able to predict, and that's the reason why they are so successful. The other companies are now competing, but they were the first player, and that's the reason why they are. The company is one of the most valuable company in the world. So that we need to understand. So perspective means strategies that represent unique viewpoints on the market or prediction of future trends. If we can predict the future trend, then our company can be the number one company in that particular sector. Because again, we are aware that in business, in economics, it is said that the more you take risk, the more profit you get. But again, all the risks are associated with uncertainty also. If you are unable to predict future clearly, what will happen? There will be a great loss to the company. So that prediction has to be accurate. So that was related to Mintzberg 5 P's for strategy. Next, McKinsey 7S model that we will be discussing in the tomorrow's session. So we will stop here. So thank you everyone for being present in today's session. See you tomorrow.